Morning everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. Welcome to Blues MOT. It took me by surprise a little bit, this did actually. I have a app on my phone that I use to keep track of all the bikes and everything else. Unfortunately, it reminds me when I get close, that fucking bell end, double yellow lines right outside a petrol station, and they park on them. What a prick. Yeah, so it helps me keep an eye on times and everything, and it wore me off. Oh shit, forgot about that. So, quick call to Maitland, who are, 30 minutes from me, which is slightly daft when you consider that, I'm in the burbs, there's MOT places all over the place, but they all need booking like fucking weeks in advance. Screw that. And Maitland's brilliant. You can generally phone them up. I mean, they open at 10 o'clock on a Saturday. In fact, I phoned them yesterday. It's Saturday now. I phoned them Thursday. Went, shit, I don't suppose you've got any slots, have you? For Saturday morning, early as you can. How's 10 o'clock? Bro, done deal. Yeah, so and it's nice to go out on a little bit of a hike as well. What I was going to do is I finished the panniers, and the key arrived, and the key works. And again, thanks to the CBF Owners Club for the code to keys, or keys to code. Keys to code was the website that I got it from. Went on there, looked at what I was after. It gave me two options. I then had to spend about an hour, me and the missus, she's better at this sort of stuff than me. Then started trying to work out which one it was, because the variations in a theme were really quite difficult, particularly when I know the age of the bike. It's 2007, but I didn't know the age of the panniers, although the panniers fitted, which probably means they're from the same year, but you can't be sure about anything like this. And we kind of narrowed it down to, it could be one of, I think, unfortunately, Givy, who make, as I understand it anyway, made the OEM boxes, so there you can buy Givy panniers and racks and things like that. The OEM ones were made by them, but they seem to reuse the number. I got very excited that there was a 3-figure number printed on the outside of the lock. I thought, bonus, this is going to be easy. But they tend to reuse them by all accounts. So it could have been, I think, any one of, I think, started off with 4, we then narrowed it down to 3, and then the good lady found a website. Excuse me. Sneezing in a crash helmet's fucking horrible. Yuck. There was Mel Smith did it in a film years ago. What was that film? He was in a space helmet and sneezed. He was getting touched up by some alien. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Yeah. So sorry, bit of a cut out there. The missus found a worked example of each. I wish I'd worn my sunglasses. A worked example of each. If your lock looks like this, it's this tight. I think it's a GL145, something like that. I can't quite remember. Ordered it £7 later. 3 days later, I think. Boom, all sorted. Now I did put all the panniers on as I'll take them out as a test ride. I've got one is a little bit, I don't want to say loose. One's perfect. It's got a little bit of movement in it, so I might just need to pad it out a little bit. Now obviously when it's got weight in it, that's going to change completely anyway, so I'm not overly bothered one way or another. But I did have them all on. There was the potential of meeting up with Charlie and swapping it, or grabbing the body panels off of his project. There's going to be a bit of a project crossover for me to paint, so I was just going to stick them on and try them out. Now, without any weight, they are going to rattle one way or another, so it's probably not the best of ideas. But also, I am away for the next 3 weekends, so there will be no uploads excuse me, for 3 weekends, which is probably going to be my longest time off the channel, actually. I've got a bit more to do on Tango as I sort out that engine stud and put the new exhaust on. The new exhaust has arrived, the new downpipe, sorry, rather than say the exhaust, misleading. They're stainless steel. They weigh a fraction of what the originals do, absolutely a fraction, and they look fine. The paint's a little bit chipped on it, and actually looking under the chipped paint, the metal underneath looks nigh on perfect. Now, if this was at the beginning of a project rather than the end of a project, I would have just stripped all that black paint off and polished them up. But as it is, I just chuck more black on it, just roughed them up a little bit, chuck more black on them. So that's been, they arrived middle of the week. Now that's the sort of, you know, mini job that I can still do throughout the week, is just hang that up and throw paint on it. It's really about as involved as I can get during the week nowadays. There's new jobs are busy. So that's just been curing for a couple of days. So there is a one more upload in that. I also want to, where I got the extra brake light on the back because I didn't think the hoop LED was going to be good enough. The LED hoop is more than good enough. So I do have a number plate light that I'm going to put on and get rid of the stud, the mounting bolt lights, if you like, that I've got on the that I've got on Tango. I don't like them really. I'm not a big fan of them because I mean, they're great things, but it's a bastard to hide away the where are you going? Are you trying to find the third lane? Oh, it's a P plate, so I'm not going to take the piss. At least they're pointing out the fact that they're probably going to be shit. But yeah, a good top motorcycling tip here, boys and girls. When you're in heavy traffic, don't look at indicators, because people don't fucking use them generally, and they lie. What can't lie, what through physics can't lie, is which way their wheels are pointing. So you can see her wheels are pointing that car to go straight ahead, so she's going to go further right before she goes anything left. So if I try and sneak into that gap, she's going to squish me. There we go. Now the wheel's gone slightly left. I'm getting around you because you're fucking dangerous. Oh, it's ruined me train of thought. Downpipes would have been, so yeah, they've gone black. Yeah, fine. Oh no, lights I was talking about, the rear lights. So the number plate studs are fine, but I've got loose wiring hanging there, and I don't like that. I don't like it. It's a little bit ratty. I've had a fair bit of interest in Tango. It's all down to timing now. Somebody potentially wants to do a part exchange, although they're being slightly vague over which way, with a Kawasaki G125, Z125, I can't remember, but 2019 plate, so a considerably newer bike, which probably means I want money their way, which I'm not going to do. I don't need a 125, I don't need to be selling it on, and I'm not a bike dealer. I don't want to be trying to trade up and trade up and trade up. I want buy something what ain't as good as it could be, make it better, sell it on, buy something else that ain't as good as it should be, and then do it that way. Yeah, so what, kind of a bit of ramblage, but I'm looking at probably one more video on Tango just to get that exhaust sorted and get that light sorted at the back. I will be doing the work on it either today, gusting tomorrow potentially, I really don't think I'm going to have time to dig into Phoenix, the Aprilia Shiver, yet. I have had a top tip though that I'm quite looking forward to chasing down, and I'm trying to rack back in my memory, and I might have to look back in some videos as well to see whether I've tried something similar. The problem I've got with Phoenix is the cutout, is the, you know, the kind of rollout, which I think I'm over psyching myself out with fuel injected bikes because I don't understand them well enough. If it were a carburetted bike, it is one of, I think, two things. It's either fuel supply or air, lack of supply, i.e. an air leak. Now it's got all the Fandango diagnostic software, and it's not saying there's any air leaks. The air, you know, measures the air pressure between cylinders, for crying out loud. And they're the same, so it's leading towards fuel, again through the power of a Facebook group. A suggestion that I saw on there, I can't remember if I put the question up or someone else did. I think someone else did, with similar problems, and the suggestion that came up on it was that there is actually a fuel filter in the tank, which I was fucking unaware of completely, which would kind of make sense. If it's not getting enough fuel through, it would just roll over, it would just stall. So I want to have a look at that. Now I think a way that I can have a look at that without having a look at that is take, you know, the simplest way I think is to probably remove the tank and do it off a secondary tank and see if it still does the same, before I start trying to dig through a plastic tank trying to find where a filter is. Now the arsake behind that is, if I remember correctly, there's no tap on the tank, as in once it's not attached to a pipe, all the fuel just falls out. But I'll have a look. Yeah, I can't really remember. It's been a while since I've had a play. So yeah, it's really little bits, and then I am gonna, you know, regrettably go quiet for it, for 3 weekends. It's 2 weeks really. I've got a week away over half term with the family, which brutally we fucking need. We really need a break. It's just been hectic. I mean, particularly within my household. I mean, I've started a new job over the period, so's the missus. It's all fairly it's all fairly frenetic. It's fine, and we're fine, and we're not sort of biting chunks out of each other, but everything is just a bit taut at the moment, and we need a break, man. We need a break. So I'm really looking forward to that week, and then the next week directly afterwards, unfortunately, kind of everything. I've got a work thing that's going to take me out for a week. So ultimately, it's kind of 3 weekends worth of absence. So, you know, apologies, but as much as I love the channel, as much as I love chatting with everybody, it is fundamentally my hobby, not my business. So, and there are times with any hobby, with whatever flicks your switch, whatever floats your boat, whatever you do for fun, there are times when it just gets prioritised out. It's just the way of the world, regrettably. Believe me, I would much rather just tinker around with bikes in a garage day in, day out, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but my skills ain't that good, and I'd soon be homeless or living in the garage. Right, I'm going to take a bit more of a boogie in to go and see Maitland, and I'm also going to meet up with Charlie, motorcycle rescuer, who is taking his Harley down there for an MOT as well. So it'd be nice. I haven't seen Charlie for a couple of weeks. Catch up, go round to his favourite cafe around the corner, I dare say, and indulge in some lard, which would be nice. Right, just dropping you back in because I've got a question for you, because it came up as a somebody made a point on one of my previous videos, and that's about warming up your tyres. Now, I was taught. Was I taught? Was it my? No, actually, it was within the bike club that I was a member of years ago. It doesn't matter. About warming your tyres up. So, the difference between a car and a bike is, well, there are plenty, but as far as the tyres are concerned, the car tyre's got a flat profile because it is trying to get maximum amount of rubber in contact with the ground to give it traction and friction. Now that contact area with the ground doesn't change because your car is flat on the ground. You can see it there, the flat is there. It doesn't matter if it's turning, if it's going faster, it's going slow, or it's going, you know, left hand down or right hand down, that flat will stay in contact with the ground. Now a bike is obviously very different. A bike has curved profile of its tyres, and the reason it does that is because if it had flat tyres like that, flat profile tyres like that, square is probably the best way of putting it, and you couldn't turn, because when you turn you bank the bike, so it causes you all sorts of issues when it comes to going around corners. I'm talking completely and utterly obvious stuff here, but what it also means is when you get on a bike and start riding it and you are going in a straight line, comsa, the same central slip of your tyre is having contact with the ground at all times. So as you are riding, that element of your tyre, the central strip, is warming up through friction with the ground, through, well, friction through the ground predominantly. The edges, I don't understand saying things like chicken strips and things like that, but the edges of your tyres aren't. They're in the open air, and particularly in cool weather, cool climates and everything else, they're getting colder because they're getting wind rush across them. So essentially you've got the central band of your tyres is warm, the outer edge is cold. Now, I was told when I was learning how to ride a bike that the best thing you can do is periodically, or particularly when you first got on a bike and you're running it cold effectively, is, you know, let the bike warm up a little bit, let that central strip warm up a little bit, and then there is, you know, then bank. A bit of a wobble, you know, a bit of a wobble just to warm up your tyres. I'm not saying you try and slalom through the central reservation or anything, although that would be fun, but just to warm up the edge of your tyres a little bit, which is precisely what I do. And I tend to pick places where the roads are a little bit wider, ideally where there's no oncoming traffic, but actually if there's no oncoming traffic, if there is oncoming traffic, I'm not going out of my lane, so not really a problem. You know, something like this, it's fine. So I'm quite obviously in control of the bike. I'm not pulling a wheelie while doing it. I don't tend to do it at speed or anything over 30. I'm lying there slightly. I don't watch my speed to do it, but I'm not going to try and, you know, bank my bike around if I'm going fast, because I'm trying to warm up my tyres. If I hit something that, if I hit a slippery patch, an oil patch, whatever, I'm going faster. You know, I'm gone. Frankly, I don't see a problem with it. There's a guy in there who says, "Oh, don't do that. You'll scare oncoming traffic." And really, I'm on my side of the road, but and if the police see you, they can do you for driving without due care and attention. And I disagree. I think, for one, there's some fucking bored police if they're going to pull you over for that. Assuming your bike's legal, assuming that you're licensed to ride it, assuming that it's tax insured, etc, 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 then then that's a fucking bored copper that's going to pull you up for that. And how on earth they prove that you are driving without due care and attention, I have fucking no idea. So I think that's bollocks. But I mean, this is the point of the internet. The original point of the internet is to exchange information, exchange views, exchange experiences. Has anyone been pulled up for that? I'd love to hear from you if you have, because I completely disagree with it. But yeah, give us a shout. Let me know. Is that yeah, particularly if you have been pulled over and a copper has said you were driving without due care and attention. I would love to know, because frankly, if you drive without due care, or if you ride without due care and attention, you're fucking dead. There are too many things that can damage you, your bike and everything else for you to ride a bike without due care and attention. If anything, if anything, you're driving with lots of care and attention, and actually those that are driving with masses of care and attention are those that are fucking dangerous, because they're the ones that are really pushing the envelope. Yeah, give me a shout. I'm intrigued. If I can be bothered, get off your phone, you prick. If I can be bothered, I'll find the comment and chuck it up in the corner, but I probably won't, frankly. But yeah, right, let's carry on this little trip. I'm nearly there anyway. One clear MOT later. One Charlie on the world's loudest bike. Right, let's go. Alright, nice clear MOT. I hoped and expected for nothing less. Blue is a good old boy. And let's get on the road. Always good to catch up with Charlie. He is just a fucking genuinely top bloke. And I'm really looking forward to getting hold of his CB250 and doing the paintwork on it. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I have a couple of ideas. Charlie, bless him, has given me completely free rein, which is dangerous. Pink it is. I've got a couple of ideas, and I'll have a bit of a think. The question is how I actually do those ideas and film those ideas and see how it works, if indeed it does, or whether or not I just keep it simple and try and do, you know, the best of a simple job that I can do. I don't know yet, but we'll see, and I've got to get it first. I would have been quite happy to just rattle through it. Well, we were initially negotiating him dropping it off today/tomorrow, but with me being away for a few weeks, he might as well keep it complete where he is, because it's damn so easy to work on a bike when you've got all the bits with you. Yeah, so we'll work that out. Now the sun has come out and it's a fucking lovely autumnal day. I do hate fucking bikes. There we go, back in one piece. It's probably a little bit windy to do this, to be honest, but I chucked the panniers on and he just looks more grown up. Polish is really quite good. I'll chuck some pictures on, but that's had quite a few layers just sat in front of the TV at night, and it does make such a difference. Right, I'm going to take those off and chuck them in the back of the garage, and they'll come out when needed, but I'm happy with that. They look good. And you know, as when and if we part company, the full luggage kit makes such a difference. And like I said before, I've seen these up for sort of 350 quid. It's ridiculous for what they are, but hey, it's all together. Cheers all, that'll do us. Catch you later. Ta-da.